also know very much on PS29 and KHS MS379 here as well. So we're here also from our College Point community. I welcome all of you. Thank you so much for being here. This is amazing. What I'm looking at right now is an amazing program. So before I get started, I do want to make sure that we acknowledge our PS129 staff, headed by our interim acting principal, Ms. Hewlett. Thank you so much, Ms. Hewlett. An event like this does not happen with all of the folks from the PS129 community, who you can see are all here present, making sure that they're so I thank you for all of being here. I know it's a long day. I know that your school happens, and we are exhausted, but you took the time to be here tonight to make this a success. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight. So we also have our district team that you will find here to support this evening as well. And I know that with so many people, it's difficult to hear. So all of my students that are here, when we are in our buildings, you guys know exactly what we need to do in order to make sure an auditorium period is really successful. So when we're in our classrooms or we're in the auditorium, we do need to make sure that we give our speakers attention. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to hear. So take a moment and bring that level down to a very, very small sound if you can. And all of our staff members that are here, we can just help everyone settle down. So, I am Dr. Mike Daytona. I am the interim acting superintendent here in District 25. And I'm here tonight, I'll guide you. I'm here tonight to connect with all of you for a couple of reasons. One, I want to make sure that everyone knows what our district priorities are. The things that we're going to be really working towards to make sure that our kids are successful. And guys, if we could just kind of bring those voices down, all of our students, parents. So, part of this Listening to Learn tour is not only for me to share with you what it is that we're doing at the district level, but it's also to hear from you as parents, to talk to me about the things that we're doing well, the things that we might need to improve, and advice that you have for me in this role. But a couple of things that I want to make sure that I share with you right from the bat is to get to know me a little bit. So I too am a parent. I have two children, Emily and Matthew. Those of you who get to know me will know that I talk about Emily and Matthew often. Matthew is a 7th grader. Emily is just started high school. So for those of you in the audience that have high schoolers, you know what that feels like. If you don't know what that feels like, just give it a little bit of time. You'll be there soon enough. But it was an interesting feeling for me seeing my daughter go to high school. And a couple of other little things about me. I've been in the Department of Education for now 25 years. This is my 26th year in the Department of Education. I have served as a teacher. I have served as an assistant principal. I have served as principal. I was in the Department of Education during a time when they had networks, and I was a network leader. And I was a deputy superintendent for 9 years in this very district. So District District 25 is not new to me. I've been here for a long time, and I've been in this school many times to help support our building leaders and our teachers. So, guys, I know that this is exciting, but if I can ask for all of our children just to be nice and quiet, so that we can share with all of our parents the amazing things that we're doing in District 25. And I'm gonna use the other mic if we can, so I can walk around a little bit. So, when we have this many people, it is very difficult to make sure that we can hear what it is that is going on. And when we chat in the back of the room, it echoes all the way to the front, making it really hard to hear. So if we can, and I know it's hard, because you're here, you see your friends, you're excited. If we can, try to keep all of the chatter just to a minimum. I'm going to keep this very short, and then I'm going to take questions from our students.
I would not tolerate that.
So, for those of you who know me, I'm a big sports fan. So if you don't want to talk sports with me, I'm your guy. I'm a big Islander fan, Knicks fan, Jet fan, Yankee fan. For those of you who are Jet fans, I'm sorry. It's a tough road for us as Jet fans in New York. That's my family. I am also a couple of things that are really important to me as a leader. And these are some of the things that I truly value as a leader is this space of learning. So whether you are a superintendent, a deputy superintendent, a principal, teacher in this district, one of my core beliefs is that everyone needs to be a learner. A learner inside of the space that we hold in District 25 means that we're going to continue to try to get better every single day, regardless of what it is that we are doing inside of our schools. The goal is the next day, we try to improve upon what it is that we're trying to get accomplished. So, boys and girls, I know this is hard, but I cannot even hear myself speaking to your families. Parents, if you would do me the favor of connecting with your children just for a few moments. I know this is hard in this kind of space, but I promise you we will do this quickly so that you can hear what it is that we're working on as a district. So just take a couple minutes. I will move through this in about 10 minutes, and then we will accept questions from the audience. Okay? So as a district, we're focused on the space of strong schools. It's really about building these strong foundations in our kids, making sure that they have the building blocks as readers, writers, mathematicians, scientists, historians. The goal from all of our schools is that these strong, rich foundations are built as early as pre-K in District 25, for our 4-year-olds in pre-K, moving on up from kindergarten through our 8th graders in District 25. Our district team, I'm not going to read this all to you. Our district team can all be located on our site, d25.nyc. Every single team member in our district is present and accounted for you guys to connect with. We have instructional team members. We have team members that are connected with us and support special education, our English language learners, as well as reading and mathematics across District 25. So all of these folks are here for you in District 25. As part of this Listening to Learn tour, we're stopping at 6 locations.
She's upset.
Hello, everybody here. This is extremely, I am a parent, a mother, and everyone in this room is being extremely disrespectful. Can you please shh and listen to his information? Whoever wants to talk can leave right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, in District 25, we're engaging in the Listening to Learn tour at 6 locations. This being the third of 6. The next one will be at 184, next set will be at 184, 164, as well as PS20 will be the next 3 after this evening. Part of this tour is really to kind of talk through our expectations as a district. One of the core sets of beliefs that we have here is inside of excellence, equity and diversity, wellness and safety, and engagement and empowerment. The ways that we believe that we're going to get this accomplished as a district is through the real use of data across our schools in the form of what we call MTSS, multi-tiered systems of support, professional learning for all of our teachers, a curriculum that we share across all of our schools. Every school in District 25 is using the HMH Into Reading curriculum. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute when I get to our goals. And lastly, partnering with our community, which this is a major part of that space. Connecting with all of our families, our staff, and the like in our district to support improved outcomes. So, part of our priorities, and these are the 5 of them that I want to talk to you about tonight. Priority 1 is around all children learn to read well. In District 25, we've aligned this goal to our Chancellor's expectations. So every child in District 25 is going to be brought through and taught through 2 main programs. Foundations, which is a phonics program to make sure that our kids learn how to decode words. And Heggerty, which is a program for phonemic awareness, so that our children learn the sounds of those words and then correspond them to the letters within the words. These 2 programs are essential for our kids as readers, for children in grades pre-K all the way on up through grade 2. Phonics does not stop in grade 2, but the Foundations program primarily focuses on kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd graders. Many of our schools have also adopted Foundations for grade 3. These 2 programs are essential for you as parents if you have kindergartners, 1st and 2nd graders. It's important that you're asking questions of your teachers in terms of where is my child as it relates to their ability to decode. So our goal for this year is that we improve outcomes by a minimum of 5% from where we were last year, with the ultimate goal of getting all of our kids able to read by the time they get into grade 3. So this priority is a real important one for District 25, as well as our New York City schools. Priority 2, all students are physically and emotionally safe. This particular goal is connected to every single school. One of the common themes that you'll hear this year is that schools across the district are all going to be doing similar things. Mind Up is a social emotional learning program that is being implemented across every building in District 25. What that means is we're teaching our kids how to manage their behaviors and how to make really good, responsible decisions through the implementation of something that we call break breaks. So during the day, our kids are going to be experiencing break breaks multiple times during the day. Beginning of the day when the school day starts, after lunch or recess, to bring ourselves down into a calming space, and then likely at the end of the day for our way home and for dismissal. This particular goal was developed because we do have a lot of infractions that happen during lunch and recess. A lot of that ball was mine, we took the ball, and then it results in some our schoolyard. So the goal is that we're going to reduce our infractions by 10% by the end of the year through the implementation of this program. Priority 3, all students have a high-quality academic experience. This is connected to our work around HMH. Every child in District 25 is going to be working through a reading program, kindergarten through the 8th grade. Kindergarten through 5th grade is a program called Into Reading, where we're really promoting the skills necessary for our kids to be really fluent readers. And then in grade 6 to 8, something referred to as Into Literature. Into Literature is building on that space so that our kids move from learning to read to really reading to learn as learners in our district. There's going to be a real focus on small group instruction, making sure that children that might need additional support or acceleration are offered what they need inside of our classrooms, with the goal of improving by 5% by the end of this school year. Priority 4 is our mathematics goal. So in District 25, we've kind of asked all of our schools to raise the level of academic achievement for our kids so that everyone has access to read its coursework by the time they get into 8th grade. This work begins in pre-K, around building our kids in algebra. For District 25, we're going to be focusing on our teachers in grades 5 through 8 as we are developing those skills for our children in the upper elementary schools, because we have what we call departmentalization, meaning that our 5th grade teachers are very focused on mathematics, and we don't have to cross over between training in HMH and math at the same time. So the goal is that by the end of this school year, we also increase and improve our outcomes in mathematics by a minimum of 5% by the end of the school year. This past year, we had the most children in District 25 ever take the Regents. We had over 1,400 children in the 8th grade take the Regents. And we had more children pass that Regents with an 80 or above than we've had in the past. Our goal is to continue to elevate that so all of our kids have an opportunity to take that Regents by the 8th grade. And our last goal. Our last goal is connected to parent engagement. In District 25, typically our parents have really nice things to say about our schools. Favorable rates are in the 97% when you look at school surveys. The one area where it was a bit lower was around parent involvement and making sure that our parents are connected with our schools. So events like this are things that we're going to be doing throughout the year to make sure that our families are aware of what's happening in our district, what's happening in our schools, so that we're as connected as we possibly can be. 2 events that are upcoming that I want to make sure that everyone is aware of. On the 24th and 26th, we're going to be doing 2 community events that are called as Spooktacular, kind of aligned with the idea of Halloween coming. That we'll be doing a book giveaway at Bound Park and Casino Park on 2 separate days, so that our communities can come out, enjoy, we'll have other activities for our kids to do, but a way for us to get together in community and support one another here as a district. Before I get to the questioning part of this, the last part that I want to make sure is clear to all our families. Attendance is a huge component of our work. If our kids are not present every day, they miss out on opportunities to learn. This is not to say that if your child is sick that they should be coming to school where they're not well, but any other time, the expectations that our children are in school. There is a very big gap for children that are deemed what they call chronically absent, which means they were out 18 days or more of the school year, and their performance, compared to children that are in school regularly. There's a huge difference in terms of what they're able to capture in terms of their performance. So you're going to be hearing a lot from your schools, a lot from me around the importance of being in school every single day. So, few of our priorities as a district, but I do want to make sure that I have an opportunity to hear from you as parents in these three spaces, as well as our students here in the auditorium. One, what do you think we're doing well right now as a district community? Two, what are some things that we can strengthen? And then three, any advice that you have for me as the acting superintendent. For our students, what I would love to hear from you, some things that you believe we can do a little bit more of in your school or district, or things that we can do a little bit less of inside of our school. Miss Martin is going around also with a set of cards, so if you're bashful and you don't want to use a microphone, Miss Martin has cards. If you want to fill out a card, you're welcome to do so. If you'd like to kind of share a little bit around what you think we're doing well, we do have microphones that we're going to have sent around so that you can either raise that question or share a little bit of your thinking with us in the auditorium. So do we have any feedback from any of our families around the things that you believe we do well here in District 25? Back here. Do we have any parents that have anything that they'd like to say? Things that we're doing well here in District 25? Yeah.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Charlie Madeline. She's a first grader right now, but something that did last year in kindergarten. Her teacher called immediately that she was a little bit behind in her reading skills, and she immediately got her another teacher to help her one-on-one with those skills. So it was really great.
Thank you so much. So, for those of you who did not hear, Mom was just saying that the support for her child in a one-on-one space to help support reading really was beneficial. So thank you for the sharing. That's a good one.
Last year we brought to second grade. This year to third grade. Why can not give them the same way that they learn in Alexia? Alexia to give her good improvement with weight and learning better. But this year, I don't know what. I prefer to give them Alexia because our kids in third grade, they don't know how to read yet. But she does.
Folks, please, if we can just keep it down just so I can hear the question.
My question is, why the government bring that to the third grade, give them Alexia to learn better?
Yeah, that's a great question. Something that I can certainly go over with Ms. Hewlett around the support that the school receives in terms of Lexia. If that's something that you do like, that's certainly something you can connect with your building leader on. Lexia, for those of you who do not know, Lexia is a reading program. It does help our children build their reading skills. So that's something I will go over with Ms. Hewlett for you. Thank you so much for that. Other questions from our community or comments around the things that you believe we're doing well as a district?
And the kids too. Oh, over here, Dr. Mike.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for coming. I think one of the things that we're doing well here at PS 129 is just being involved with all the different cultures and the community that we base inside of the school in itself. I think that the staff has worked really well with all of the families individually. I think an area that we need to strengthen is maybe getting additional funding for some after-school programs as far as academic enrichment is concerned. So for instance, especially as me, I'm a 3K teacher myself, you know, it's difficult to come off at 4 and, you know, trying to find extra childcare for the, you know, for our children then. So I think just maybe some funding for some academic fun enrichment programs for after school. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. You know, the diversity here in District 25 is amazing and should be celebrated all the time. And I'm super grateful that that's what we see happening here at PS 129. In terms of funding, that is something that we'll continue to connect, you know, as a district community and certainly with PS 129. The need for programs is one that we hear often. We will be connecting with our local electeds too to see what we can do about that, to see where some of those funds can come from to offer programs here at 129 as well as our other schools. It's been a common theme when you hear things at our education council meetings or any kind of DLT meetings, it does come up. So I will continue to advocate certainly for that. Folks, if we can just please, I cannot hear the questions.
I'll speak louder. I'll speak over them. So I've had experiences with 2 schools here. My son went to 242 first, and now he's at 129. And my daughter is now in kindergarten here. And I think that we've had really good experiences throughout COVID. There was a lot of communication, so I really appreciate that. And I think that that's what this district has been doing well. And I grew up in this district. I went to junior high school at 95, and I'm a nurse. I just got my master's degree, so that has to do with everything here. So thank you. One thing that I do want to bring up, and maybe it's not necessarily just District 25, but it's certainly something that we can bring up, and it would help with funding is, I've noticed, and it's not just in this school, but it's also in other schools, that there's a lot of waste as far as food. Like when we go in the evening after school to pick up the kids, when you see the food that's being thrown out, they're not open. A lot of them are unopened. So I think that since you did bring up that a lot of the initiatives that you have are data-driven, perhaps we can have some data on the food, because, I mean, with academics, it's also important that our children have the nutrition so that they can stay focused. So I just wanted to see, and I looked at the menu that they've been having for the DOE, and I mean, 2 days, I mean, the whole bit, the vegan Fridays, I guess it's fine. My kids don't like it. I end up having to bring lunch for them, but I shouldn't have to. But perhaps we can really look, do the kids really like the food that's being served? Or is there something else that we can do that will guarantee that a lot more children will eat it? Because we're wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's in the garbage every day.
Yeah, thank you for your comments. I love the fact that you get out and when it comes to food, there are things that the Office of School Food require that has to go on our children's trays. But that's certainly something that we can connect with our school dietitian on to make sure that the menu for our kids is more in line to the things that they do eat. So I know that there are school ambassadors here. Where are our school ambassadors? Oh, look at that, how lucky. So ambassador, I'm going to give you a little bit of a job, is that okay? So I'm going to ask you to connect with Ms. Hewlett so that you can have a meeting with the school dietitian and then have a conversation around the full school meals that are being provided, okay? Is that all right? So I'll connect you with Ms. Hewlett on that. We'll start having some conversations around how things that you eat are more aligned with what you want to eat, okay? But thank you for that, that's great. Other comments, yeah?
Hi, so it's just more like a suggestion.
Sure.
Well, I know that there's a lot of people that speak Spanish in this, the community. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of people that don't understand what you're saying right now. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like it's fair because they're here because they want to know what's going on. But they're here, and I know a lot of people don't speak the language, not even a word. So I feel like it should be somebody in the front or around trying to explain what's going on for the people that don't understand anything that's happening right now.
I appreciate that. We do have translators. There are headsets in the back, so for folks that needed them, they are present for any family that needed a headset in order to hear what's going on. So if there are others, we can certainly translate again out loud for anyone else that might need that translation, so that they can get the support. But folks do have the headsets on to support that. So thank you for that. Yeah.
So my question is in regards to children's academic policies and it's in regards to children that have reached a higher academic standard throughout the school year. I feel like children that do that are being underrepresented. So I believe that greatness stimulates greatness and that children should be able to emulate those who are doing exceptionally well in school. So I would love to see a plan in place to represent those children that are reaching those academic goals and showing other children how to reach that as well.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. And what's your name, sir? Josh, thank you very much for that. You know, so the whole idea around the space of high academic experience for our kids, the intention is not to be just for children that are in a space of struggle. The idea is that we are elevating all of our kids inside of that space. So inside of small group instruction is also the space for enrichment activities for children that do need that consistent push to accelerate themselves. But that's something for sure that I can continue to connect on to make sure that's communicated out in more widely across all of our schools. So thank you very much for that.
What is the district going to do with the new curriculum engagement with the students with special needs? Do we have a plan in regards to funds in this program with our students with special needs? I learn differently, and I know some of our staff are able to manipulate some of those things. Does the district have a plan in regards to this?
So the question was around children with special needs and the H&H curriculum. So as part of our work here at the district, it's around professional learning for our folks across our district teams, and that includes connections to the supports that are embedded inside of H&H, so that we have opportunities for growth. This very question has actually been elevated, to other spaces as well, so that we're making sure that these connections are clear to all of our staff members as we roll it out across all of our schools. So whether a child is a struggling reader or a child is an accelerated reader, our goal is that we're building those blocks through professional learning across our schools. Included in that, all of our buildings have a coach that's connected to every single school. These coaches will be coming in to provide supports through instruction to make sure that all of our classrooms have opportunities of success with implementation of H&H. And that includes our teachers with special needs children. Yeah. So that's a great question.
Basically, when we pick up our children, they say, raise your hand, if you do something, the other thing my husband uses is just a friend. So I just wanted to see if there's a way to do like an attendance, or sign them out, or have like a badge of a certain color to release them, so that way they can go, like a friend, basically, the safer.
Yeah, so safety is paramount, obviously, for our kids. We want all of them coming in well and all of them leaving well. So that's something I can definitely go over with the school in terms of the arrival and dismissal processes, just to give it a double check to make sure that our kids are coming in well and safely. But having things color-coded absolutely is a great suggestion, something that we can go over as a school to make sure that you feel comfortable as a parent. Any other questions?
Yeah, I'm in Jordan. So I think it's important to drop this
traffic. Every parent here is agree with it. The traffic in the morning is crazy. We got people arguing, we got accidents, people running across the street, we got kids. It's bad. You got, and then they say that this late to school is not us. We're sitting 15 minutes up the block trying to get into the school. You know what I'm saying? We got parents who's parking, and that's a big thing. It's been, since my kids' babies, it's been
Yeah, you know, arrival at schools in general, not even just 129, are things that we consistently have to remind our families, because it's us that's dropping our kids off. There's sometimes very little we can do just in terms of how wide our streets are, can only fit so many cars down. But I will be meeting with our local precincts, actually this week, to discuss with them safety-based needs in our district. This will be one that I can certainly bring up with them to make sure that we're taking a look at the flow of traffic in and out of this area. There's not an easy answer to it, but it's certainly something that we can look forward into to see if there's anything else that we can do to help support that process. A lot of it is going to be around reminding ourselves as parents and family members the importance of following the rules that have been set up by the school, because otherwise we run the risk of all that congestion continuing to build. All it takes is one individual to not follow the rules that are set up, and then it creates that traffic jam for everyone else behind them. Meaning, I don't want to wait, therefore I'll drop my child off, not following the rules that have been set up, and then everyone else winds up having to create a pattern of, I have to wait 15 minutes before I can even get up to the school. And then, as you guys know, impatience begins because we don't want to necessarily wait for 15 minutes for some of what's happening around us. But in short, I will connect with our local precincts to see if there's anything else that we can do in the area to assist. Okay.
So regarding your children's emotional well-being, is there a psychologist in school that your children can speak to regarding any home or anything like that?
So here at 129, you're very fortunate. There are not one counselor, not two counselors, but 3 school counselors here at 129 to offer children support both with social and emotional learning as well as academics. I think we can even have 1 or 2 of them here in the audience. But yes, we do offer that in every school. There are counselors that are here. There's actually right here. There's one of our school counselors. So all of our schools have folks that help support our kids in that way. Yes.
Hi, I just wanted to piggyback off what another parent said. What can we do about getting more crossing guards? From what I am aware of, we only have 1, and the school has 9 exits alone. My son has been here since kindergarten. We're in 1st grade now, and last year we had a really bad incident where I had to drag my son 2 inches away from a minivan about to crush him over while with my daughter in a stroller. Let's just say I was beyond furious, and it sucked because I turned around and there was no one there. You know, people are parking on our crosswalks. There's no one to say, hey, excuse me, move your car, go
Folks,
around.
if we can keep it down, please.
And I know I'm not the only mom or dad who has witnessed something like that. So I don't know what we can do in order to, like, hiring experts. I don't know.
So that's also something that is represented in the NYPD. So all of our school crossing guards are aligned with that. I will certainly be happy to advocate for the school. Unfortunately, I don't get to make those decisions in terms of placements of school crossing guards, but I can certainly advocate with the local precinct around organizing to get more here, or at the very least, come and see for themselves to make sure that we provide some of that additional support for the 129 community. Absolutely, it's a great question. Great question.
So I just think the problem with working on the case is like there's no like an organized system.
Folks, if we could please, thank you.
I feel like there's no organized system to receive the case. The reason this is so crazy because the parents get out of the cars double park the car, and instead of trying to skip the cars to make it work. I just think every entrance, you have someone getting the kids, so parents just stop, drop them off, and leave. No one should be double parked. It would make everything so much easier.
Yeah, so I think, safety is clearly an area that is of paramount importance in general, but clearly that's something that is important right here with some of the things that are happening inside of the community. Every school has a safety team. Every single school has a safety team. This should be and will be something that they can bring up on their as a safety committee to discuss how is it going to go. And honestly, it's a good idea for you to connect with the schools to offer some of those suggestions around things that you believe would be helpful. The more we can get involved as community members around the things that you see, certainly the better off. But that will be absolutely something that we can connect with the school safety team on to start making some different decisions around how we can make it better. Okay. Hi.
I think also a lot of the time there's a lot of staff that are able to stay. There's a lot of staff that are here after school. For example, us parents are trying to get to our kids, and we can't bring a truck or a bus or these parents are legally. If maybe some of those staff can be dismissing the children and helping them facilitate it to the parents, that would help as well. I've seen other schools where the system works really well, where even the assistant principal has been on the street, just receiving the kids and somebody else at the door taking them in. I've seen it work well. It's a really good suggestion. And possibly there's a lot of siblings here that, a lot of parents that have siblings in one corner and the other corner. If the school could find a system of somehow dismissing those siblings by one door, I think that would also help a lot.
So, this is clearly something that the school is going to engage our team with and on. Anytime we make a change, it also has some kind of rippling effect in terms of what it will impact elsewhere. So part of those decisions that they're going to make as a team, we have to kind of think and come through together in terms of what is the best option, and then continue to make adjustments as needed. Dismissal is not something that is just connected to 129. I think if we asked our schools across District 25 if they struggle with similar things, the answer would be probably yes. I've been on some roads where they've taken up lanes, including on a two-way street, the opposite side of a two-way street. So some of this is about us as parents being able to communicate with one another around what is right to make sure that our kids get to and from safely. So the more that we can communicate that together, the better. But for Ms. Hewlett, it will be around making sure that you connect. And I encourage you, if you're interested, to connect with Ms. Hewlett to be part of that conversation as part of the safety team. Okay?
Just what you said, I have the same problem. I called the school, and they were very hard. I had two kids, and I called for the dismissal to be connected to me. So like 10 minutes before, they sent my son to my daughter's classroom treatment, and then it was so easy.
Yeah. So thank you for that. And that'll be something that we can certainly connect with Ms. Hewlett on to organize that system.
Does anyone have a question about education instead of making our lives a bit easier? Like, the thing about the after-school thing was actually really good. And that's like we talk about things like that, and how we can need it for our students or our kids, like how better they're reading, how they're doing that, or a tutor of some sort. So maybe like if we could just go back the after-school topic for education, how to help our kids in math, students instead of really so focused on the parking and picking up situation. Like I get it, it's hard. They were all going through it, so let's just focus on the kids.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I think the more that we can organize around after-school programs, I know that the students just organized an early morning program as well to help alleviate some of that traffic and some of that concern at the beginning of the day. But yes, absolutely organizing for some of those additional things in the after-school. CBO types of programs are not necessarily as easy to come by, but we're going to continue to work on that together as a school to see what we can do for this particular school community. For sure, but I love that. Thank you.
I want to address has issues and certain things programs need to be addressed for the understaffing of the teachers because it's become large, but ever since the pandemic, there's a large cut of teachers, so on their side, when can they get help to get extra people to help them in your district?
So the question was around a cut in terms of the number of teachers. So we have not had necessarily a cut to any of our teachers in District 25 and across the city. The number of teachers that we have is based on the number of students that we have. Every single class here in the school is associated with a teacher. There's not necessarily an overabundance of extra staff that goes on top of what's already in our classrooms. So every child here does have a teacher to teach them. So one of the things that Senator Liu has put out is the space around class size reduction. That is a process that will take a number of years to actually come to fruition. Here at PS 129, class sizes aren't overly large from class to class. It's not extensive. So there are parameters from every school in terms of the number of kids that you can have in a class. It just so happens here at 129, they're not very large comparatively to other schools. Any other questions? So I thank all of you guys for being here with me tonight. I encourage all of you, and I think this I encourage all of you, there are two other ways to give us feedback. There's an email address, and there's also a Google form for you guys to share if you're uncomfortable saying anything here to the large group. There's two ways for you to share feedback with me at the district office. I encourage you, it does not matter what it is, feel free to reach out to us at event@d25.nyc or www.d25.nyc/feedback. And any of you can feel free to connect with us in these two ways. Now, I know that Ms. Hewlett also created a raffle. Thank you so much, 129. Thank you very much. But I also know that Ms. Hewlett created a raffle. It would be nice if we were doing a little bit of a drawing in just a moment. But I do want to say thank you very much. This has been an amazing turnout. I could not have possibly thought of bringing 500 people here for the listing to learn more. I have to tell you, this is the second year this is happening. This is the largest group that we have ever had. So thank you so much for being here, for being connected with your kids and their learning experiences. I can't tell you what it means to me and our district team, and certainly the 129 family. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. So having said that, we're going to do a little bit of a raffle. Lunch with Principal Hewlett. Kids, get ready. Lunch with Principal Hewlett. Here we go. Get those tickets out. We all have our tickets? Okay, and the number is 973-258. 973-258.
El número es el 9.
The next number, 973
Was there any tickets?
145. 973 145. Another one. All right, next one. All right, the next number is 973 081. 973 081. Oh, I don't know, Mr. No one wants this lunch with you. I don't know. All right, let's see. Let's try another one. All right, next number, 973 2. Anyone that got so far? 8 2. 973 2 and 2. It's okay. We only have about 1,000 more of these to go through. We have plenty of time. Only about 1,000 more. All right, one more try. Let's try one more time. 973 141. No one? Bingo! All right, let's go. Let's really mix these up. 973 340. All right, either pizza party or hot chocolate party coming up now. All right, who's ready for some pizza or hot chocolate? Let's see. You ready? Okay. Well, the pizza party or hot chocolate. Here we go. Those tickets ready, kids? 973 1